Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good
Good
afternoon.
afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon.
Thank you for joining us today. Seeing the room, we have quite a number of people. So if you can just keep your mind muted, that would be great. And if you have any questions or anything, can just put it in the chat, and we will address them in a bit. All right. I believe all of you can see my screen. So thank you for joining us today for the info sessions for the call for proposal for the Sustainable Tourism Initiative in Malaysia. So I'll just share this. Give me 1 second. All right, so just for your knowledge, this is the call for proposal, and the timeline has been extended to 8th of July. So I'm Yumi, first of all. I'm the project manager from UNDP Malaysia. Alongside with me, there's also Puan Nur Hafiza, the program analyst from UNDP, which some of you already know her. So today's sessions is really just to give you a bit of clarity of the grant eligibility, the type of project we are looking for, how to submit. And in the registration form, we also ask you question regarding if you have any question regarding the call for proposal. And with this session, we hope that you will have a better idea and clarity of the call for concept proposal for this. So this is the agenda for today. We'll give a little bit of an introduction, the overall project outcomes and output, the eligibles project activity, criteria, project grants and durations, application timeline, the submission guideline, and also the shortlisting criteria. And then at the end, there will be a question and answer. So in the meantime, during the sessions, if you have any question, feel free to put it into the chat and we can go through it. But at the end of the session, we can also address your question. So for the next part, I will pass it to Fiza to share a bit of the project introduction. Hi, everyone.
Okay, I'm muted. Okay. UNDP in Malaysia basically has been collaborating with the Ministry of Finance for this project. So in this regard, the whole entire project is actually a lot bigger. However, call for proposal for sustainable tourism project is basically part of the component of the activity that we are going to be executing for the project. So this is actually the second sustainable tourism call for proposal. The first one, we actually did that back in 2023. And it's already coming to an end, and hence that's the reason why we actually open up second call for proposal. So the aim of the project remains the same, which is to support the destination community and MSME businesses, basically to recover from long-term impact of COVID-19. And this project actually started in 2021 when COVID actually happened. So that's the reason and how we actually muted the project in the beginning. So on top of that, besides increasing resilience, we are also looking into having a better ecosystem for the sustainable tourism to actually take place, not only at the federal level, but also at the state and also destination level. And with that, we are looking into expanding the project currently from 3 sites and also some of the national initiative that we actually do to other places as well. So our key focus currently is in Mersing, Johor, Cerantut, Pahang, and also Jeli, Kelantan. Okay, however, depending on your proposal, other destinations and also nationwide initiative are also welcome and also will be considered. Similar procedures and also characteristic will be applied as well. And Yumi is going to go through that later. However, just to also share with everyone why we actually selected these 3 locations is because of based on the poverty rate at this particular district that we are looking at. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. Basically, this is the overall project outcomes and also output. So basically, we are also aiming to enable environment for sustainable tourism at the local level. We wanted to strengthen and also increase capacity management for risk for the stakeholder in the tourism sector, as well as to enhance support for key focus areas towards sustainable tourism, for instance, like waste management, policy, ecosystem management, marine, and so on. So you can also see there's actually several outputs that we have for this project. So number one, it needs to integrate the sustainable tourism framework into the tourism planning development. We wanted to enhance public-private partnership. We wanted to have more community-based driven initiative and also packages. We are also moving towards Visit Malaysia year 2026. Hence, this going to be very useful. Next, we also look into increasing recognition for sustainable tourism stakeholder and destination. This include probably characteristic, standards, and so on. The next one is we are looking into increasing capacity for socio-economic resilient and also risk management. Last but not least, we wanted to pilot solutions that addresses key focus area for sustainable tourism at the local level. Okay, next slide. Moving on. These are the eligible project activities. It can be one or a combination of more. So long that actually, if let's say you look into the criteria and also the activities, if let's say it doesn't actually fit in here, refer back to the outcome and also output component, and if let's say your activity fits into that is also acceptable. So I'm not going to go through in detail over here, but these are some of the activities that we actually look at and also receive in the past that is also considered for this round. Okay, next. Okay, so this is basically the eligible project activities. For this, I'm going to hand over to Yumi to actually proceed with the presentation.
Thank you. Before I share, there was a concern shared by Siuta. Is there anyone who can't see my screen, or is it just a isolated case? Everyone can see my screen? Thumbs up
Yeah.
if you can see. Yeah. Cool, thanks. Yeah, so just to give like a very short recap of what Fiza was sharing. So all the project proposals submitted through this will need to demonstrate how the project proposal meets the activity intended by sharing how the project activities would have a positive impact to the tourism in the sector specific to the area. And then the second one would be to demonstrate a strong local community involvement in the proposed project, and of course to focus on ecotourism, we focus on conservation issue and also community livelihood improvement, as what Fiza was sharing earlier. So here are some of the eligibility criteria. So you may ask who can apply for this grant. So for this grant, we are only for locally registered NGOs, community-based organization, and civil society organization, enterprises and research institutions. So when I say this, I mean Malaysian organization, because we did get some requests from overseas. But for this project, for this proposal is only for Malaysian organization. So you may see is NGO, the CBO, CSO. For the enterprise, it will have to have a clear social impact, or you may identify yourself as social enterprise. But if you're not, any enterprise with clear social impact will also be considerable. And for research institution, it will be only for public institutions. So we are not looking at any private or private institutions or any for-profit businesses to apply this grant. Yes, so only organizations that fall within above categories and are actively operating in the designated sites are eligible to apply. The other thing that we will have to go through is the project grants and duration. So just for your knowledge, all of this can be found on our website, and I just kind of simplify the information here. But after this, you can refer to the website, and we'll also share these recorded sessions on the website as well. So for the project grant, it should not exceed 150,000 USD or equivalent to 600,000 ringgit Malaysia, depending on the currency. But again, I need to emphasize on this, the proposed budget won't be finalized, as later on the project team will discuss with the grantees to finalize the final amount. And for the project duration, it will be 6 to 9 months. So depending on the durations of your project, then you can propose how much money you would need for this project. So it's 6 to 9 months, and all project activity must be completed no later than June 2026. And we are expecting this project to kickstart in September this year. So for the application timeline, so we are also, we share this in one on the website as well, so under the info pack. So these are some of the timeline that you will need to take note of. So as you know, this is a call for concept proposal. So this is not the full proposal. So you won't see any budget templates or whatsoever. It's really a very rough, the draft proposal, concept proposal that you submit to us. So for the call for concept notes, it's now extended until 8th of July. And with this one, you will submit the concept notes and also the request for organizations informations. So after you are selected for this concept note, there will be a proposal consultation workshop. So with this, shortlisted candidate will be invited to a virtual or in-person proposal consultation workshop. And the main purpose of the workshop is to support applicants in refining their proposal, addressing if there's any gaps, improve submissions quality, detail will be communicated. So this one, the tentative dates for this will be 22nd and 23rd of July at UNDP Putrajaya. Or if there's any, say it's too short notice and whatsoever, we could also potentially do it virtually. So all shortlisted applicants will be notified by 15th of July, and we will share the full proposal template on the 15th. So before the workshop, you will have a rough idea what to expect, what to fill, and then during the workshop, we mainly just to revise and to refine the full proposal with you. And with that, the project proposal submissions, the full proposal will be due on the 31st of July. The proposal evaluations will be the first week of August. And after that, there will be more in-depth consultations and also the final proposal submission that will be until 14th of August. And with that, we are expecting to finalize the proposal and award the contract by 25th of August. So this is an overview of the application timeline. And again, this will be shared with the updated dates on the website as well. So for the submission guideline, so all applicants, so with this, we actually came out with the templates, and all of the templates can be found on the website. So all applications should be submitted using the template. And you are encouraged to read all the info packs, the guided notes. It will guide you step by steps on how to fill in the certain things and whatnot. So with the submission document, there's only two annex templates. One is the concept proposal templates, and then the other one is the request for information. So this is where we need more information about your organization, what you do, where you register, and also organization charts and whatnot. So in there, you will also see a supporting document, which including your registration certificates, organization chart, bank account details, stuff like that. So this will be your supporting document that you will be submitting to us as well. And for the submission platform, so you will send an email to me and also Faisal via email with the subject concept proposal, Sustainable Tourism 2025. And with that, we will, once you send us an email, we will acknowledge your submissions. And then with that, we are expected to get back to you by 15th of July if you are shortlisted for the next step. So here are some of the shortlisting criteria. So this is what we will be looking at, and this is mainly just the eligibility criteria if you are eligible or not. So again, as I say, this grant is available only for non-government institution. And you may also share with us all the supporting documents, such as the certificates of registrations. You have to have a local registered bank account. And of course, we will be looking into the organization capacity. For example, the number of team, the expertise, the past experience, ongoing projects, and stuff like that. So over here, you will also see the past track record, the technical expertise, some of the location that you have done work before, and stuff like that. And so for organizations that have existing activity or are operating in the location, will have an added advantage, and all proposal must clearly explain how the proposed activity will be implemented, have a strong community elements into it, and how does it emphasize on environmental sustainability and also the livelihood improvement as a key result. So I would say these are quite straightforward. So it's basically to see if your organization is eligible to apply or not. And of course, to look at your location, how you want to implement the project, aligning to our project output and outcome. So once you pass through this stage and through our evaluation team, we found that you are capable and have a very strong expertise in implementing this project, then you will be shortlisted for the next phase. And for this, this is just for sharing. This will be shared later on as well, but this is the shortlisting criteria. This is the criteria for the full proposal, and it's mainly looking into the, again, project, the proposed interventions and how it aligns to the SDG, the 12 Malaysian Plan, and whatnot. To mute your microphone. So for full proposal template will be shared with shortlisted applicants by 15 July. Yes, so again, all of our information will be shared on the website. So you can either scan the code or go to the website, all the informations are there, and you have any more questions after these sessions, you can email to us. We can help clarify that. But otherwise, yeah, we can start answering your question, or if you have any question, feel free to raise it.
Okay, Yumi, I think we actually have a few in the chat already. So the first question is in regards to the clear social impact. In this regard, if let's say you're a private sector and you have been doing a social activities that clearly able and clearly demonstrate the impact that you have been supporting. So for instance, like the activity that you do as part of your project, part of your activity actually have impact to like 50 or 100 community members, for instance, and you'll be able to prove that, we will be able to take that under as our consideration. Okay, so I hope that answer your question, Wiki. Second question is in regards to the project. If let's say you're planning to have it in Kuching, would it be considered? Yes, so long that you meet the eligible criteria and actively operating at the proposed project location. If let's say you're a public university, yes, you fall under research institute. Hold on, please. And unfortunately, it is not eligible for private university. Yes, Lydiana.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. I'm also asking for what do you call that, public university. But since you have answered it that we can apply if we are from public university. It's just that my university have two arms. One is public and one is the private arm.
Okay, use the
For
public
use the
arm.
public arm. All right, okay.
Yes.
So we can't use the Sendirian Berhad or we can't
No.
use that one, right?
Yes.
All right, okay, thank you.
Okay. Next would be that can you also choose other location and not those three that is mentioned? Yes, you can propose. Can you resubmit the proposal? Please put in the email head that is it a revise. And okay, next would be if let's say you're a public university but private arm. Okay, I've already answered this. Final report for the last grant by UNDP. Can you still participate in this RFP? Yes, you can. However, we need to also see which organization are you, and whether or not you actually have passed the threshold limit of the constitution that we are able to provide within the time that we actually operate. So for instance, like UNDP, we actually have a country program document that have a 5-year cycle. So if let's say within 2020 to 2025, if let's say you actually have received some grants from UNDP and still not reach the maximum limit that we actually have internally, you will still be eligible to apply for this and potentially get the grant.
Another
Okay.
one is that, can
Yes.
I ask? You did mention that we can propose a new site for our project, right?
Yes.
Because I'm from Sarawak, so you said that if we are from a different location, from, for example, Mersing, it's not that, what do you call that? It will be, it's not suggested, it's not recommended, right? It has to be the same place with where we are based, right?
Correct. So one other option that you'll be able to do would be that you can partner with the local partners. So for instance, in Mersing, for instance, you have Reef Check. If let's say you're talking about NGO, you have Reef Check, Mersing Tourism Association, you have Tengah Island Conservation, you have quite a number of current ongoing and operating NGOs in there that you can partner. So they can be the lead organization that apply for this, and you can actually partner with them. So that is actually one of the
I
option. If
see.
let's say you still want to, execute your idea at this particular project site.
I see, I see.
Yeah.
But we still can also propose a local site, right?
We can, yeah, you can propose local site, and we can consider that depending on the criteria. But of course, in this regard, as I mentioned earlier during my opening, is the reason why we actually focus in this area is because of the poverty rate index, and what we actually look into is that we wanted to support the livelihood of the community. And for instance, Mersing, the poverty rate in Mersing compared to the whole entire Johor is actually much higher, is at 33%. It's even above the national poverty rate, and that's the reason why we actually focus over there. Hence the priority is going to be given based on location as well. But that being said, we are not only considering the location, we are also considering the ideas. For instance, if let's say we see the need, and also you are able to provide and also justify the development issues that you wanted to solve at your particular area, you be able to include that, we will be able to consider.
All right, okay, thank you.
Okay. So Fatin, yes.
Okay, nak tanyalah untuk yang kali kita kali ni kan kami ada organisasi luar yang join MTA lah dalam
Okay.
untuk program ni. Jadi nak tanya, dalam kertas konsep kita tu MTA kena gabungkan dalam satu, dan juga kertas kerja mereka sebagai attachment, ataupun just macam like satu kertas kerja, one proposal only?
we would want only one proposal so that dia tak ada duplication.
Okay, so macam maksudnya kalau yang kertas kerja yang mereka tu as attachment dalam satu proposal boleh?
Yang tu boleh.
Macam ni. Okay. Tak tanya je.
Okay, thank you, Fatin. Okay, I'll move to the chat first. Let's finish the questions in the chat. Okay, kalau from Rizal Aspiracy, could you please explain more about the project eligibility? Number 4, capacity of community operation on hospitality. Do you mind to go back to the slide? Project eligibility. Okay, so this is in regards to the contribution to the project output. Essentially, what we are looking at is actually the activity or the proposed idea that you have contributes to the whole or overall project outcomes and also output. So long that it meets this and we are able to see and also you link a clear indication how the project would be able to contribute to the outcomes and also output over here, we will be able to consider and also put a merit. If you go to the next slide. The next slide is basically a guidance or, what we wanted to show in regards to the type of activities that you potentially able to do. This is not limited to this. So for instance, you have other activities that doesn't fall in these 7 sustainable tourism activities. You have others in combination of, various other, we will also be considering that. Okay.
Is this for district or only for particular area? Let's say one kampong or one village in district.
It doesn't have to be one kampung or one it doesn't have to be one kampung. It can be multiple kampung. It can be an area in the district. And we also consider a nationwide initiative.
All right, noted.
Okay.
I have one
Yeah.
more. Sorry.
Mhm.
Can I focus only for ILPC, only for orang asli tourism aspect, sustainable
Yes.
tourism aspect? Okay.
Yes,
All right.
because if you see in one of our criteria would be that, Jimmy, can you please go to the full proposal punya criteria? Okay, if let's say you look into our full proposal, involvement of men, women, youth, orang asli, and vulnerable groups is actually
okay.
one of the criteria for the full proposal assessment. So bear in mind, although you actually you are not going to be assessed technical assessment for this expression of interest, in the full proposal, these are the technical assessment that we are going to be evaluating the proposal on.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. So if let's say you are moving on to the chat, if let's say your organization is social enterprise registered and operating for only a year, yes, you are eligible to apply for this. Okay. If the project plan to start in October, do you need to fast track it to September? No, you don't have to, so long that you are able to finish the project in June 2026. Okay, moving on. As from Sabira, as individual researcher would form a partnership with eligible organizations such as NGO, social enterprise, or academic institution be acceptable for this call? There's yes, the answer is yes. Please do form partnership. We encourage that. Any of the eligible organization is open for the partnership. Is there any certain type of organization preferred? No. So long that the lead organization meet the eligible criteria. Okay, so from us, Hannah, does the project needs to be entirely new or it can be a continuation from existing project the team is already working on? Both are okay. So if let's say it's entirely new project, is fine. If let's say a continuation of existing project, that is also fine. However, what we actually would want to see would be that the presence of the lead organization must be there at the local. The reason why we actually want this is because of at the local context, there's different local policies that you need to be mindful of and ensure that it is met. And that is our main reason why you need the lead organization to be currently actively operating at that particular location. Can we share the slide? Yes, we can share the slide after this. Okay, from Bubbles Tourism Conservation, the project is currently in Terengganu. The running time is October, then monsoon, okay, February. Okay, this is not going to be affecting your application. The monsoon is well known at East Coast, and take that into account. Activities that you can potentially be executing during this period. So, for instance, some of the activities you can't do because of the monsoon. However, capacity building, classrooms, courses, things that you can do with them because they are not operating. The businesses are basically closed. So you would actually have them focus on the capacity building activities during that time. So it will not be affecting your application. We would be discussing with you in regards to potential hiccups or issues that might come up during the implementation, and this is going to be held the timeline. During the in-depth consultation and final proposal submission between 8 to 14 of August. So this is the time when we actually will be discussing with you. And as you can also see, we are going to have the proposal consultation workshop, tentatively 22nd or 23rd of July. You can also bring up your concern during this period. Because on the 15th, as you may mention, we are going to be sharing with you the full proposal if, let's say, you succeed. For the call for proposal, you can start filling up during that time. And if, let's say, you do have some concern you wanted to discuss with us, we can also actually have this conversation during proposal consultation workshop time. Okay. Can I confirm whether the Sdn Bhd enterprise making social impact is allowed to apply for the grant? Yes, so long that you are able to provide a clear contribution of social impact that is applicable at this point. Is there any success stories from past UNDP project? I will share with you the link of the YouTube success stories of UNDP past project on this, and you'll be able to see that after this. Okay, so next question from Masliza. Our NGO operate nationwide. Just wondering if, let's say, you apply for JELI, or is it open to NGO based in that area? Okay, so if, let's say, you have never operate in JELI, you need to partner with an NGO or any eligible operator that is currently active in that area. So, for instance, if you are, for instance, your HQ is in KL, yes, you have multiples operating area in nationwide, but not in JELI. You need to actually have a partner in JELI that is local based. Okay. So can I confirm NGO from Bentong area Pahang allowed to apply? Yes, you are allowed to apply. Can this grant be awarded to multiple NGOs? Okay, Ikwan, I need to actually ask you, what do you mean by this, in the sense of, is it from one application, or are you talking about the total grant is going to be awarded to multiple NGOs? Ikwan? In the chat. Oh, okay. So total grant. Okay. So we are going to be awarding multiple grants for this. It is not limited to only one. Okay. So next would be that my current NGO is only internal auditor. We do not have professional auditor yet. Yes, you can actually provide that. We are going to verify. If, let's say, we can accept that, that should be fine. So, and please provide the explanation in the RFP. Okay, and next question from Haga would be that my organization is social enterprise registered and operating for a year. Yes, you are eligible to apply if you are social enterprise registered under SSM and only operating for a year. Okay, I think I have answered all the questions in the chat. We have a hand up from Mas Liza. Yes, please go ahead, Mas Liza.
Hi, Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum.
Just now about my NGO kan. Basically macam kita ada buat certain projects jugalah dekat Kelantan, but then masa tu dekat Kota Baru. So we link up with the MPKB, KBS Kelantan kan. So basically we have our AJK also residing in Kelantan. Cumanya because in Jeli kan, macam you mentioned, let's say kalau kita choose other location, then we have to explain lah. I mean like related dengan whatever requirement, betul? And
betul.
then if let's say Jeli ni, because of dia punya poverty rate is very very high kan, so that's why recommended Jeli. So kalau let's say katakan buat di Jeli, maksudnya we have to partner with the applicant will be from us, but then we partner with organisation ke ataupun NGO or any what we call that community dekat sana, macam tu.
Yes, betul.
So applicant will be us lah. Betul?
Correct. Betul.
Okay.
But if let's say you wanted your proposal to be stronger, the applicant is daripada the local. That means that community based, sama ada you partner with community based ataupun you partner with other NGO, but the one that actively operating or currently in present dekat the location, that is better.
Kalau let's say benda tu agak sukar sikit, macam mana? Macam kita boleh in terms of partnering, I think should be okay. I can get some of the community lah. Cuma in terms of the lead applicant.
Okay, kalau let's say lead applicant is going to be an issue, it's okay for you to actually do the applicant. And then lepas tu just include the partnership section where you actually share who are going to be the partner on the ground. And we would recommend that if let's say in this case you wanted it to be strong, get the partner to actually sign lah, to say that they agree to partner with you in this particular project.
I see. Okay, faham. But then lagi satu in terms of location kan, kalau kita choose other location also, I mean boleh apply lah for this kind of application. Maksudnya
boleh.
Kalau katakan nak buat dekat Kota Baru ke ataupun dekat KL that we identify certain area, memang those ada juga yang poverty rate yang orang kata apa, miskin bandar kan. Maybe we want to make full use of that, people boleh.
Boleh,
so,
but make sure that you justify dekat bahagian development issues tu. I mean, why? Okay, when you wanted to do a project, you definitely need to solve something. There's an issue about it, right? So masa you actually go to the part where you explain what are the issues, do provide all the statistics and everything to make your case stronger.
Okay.
All right.
Right.
So
Okay, thank you.
I nampak Rizal actually hands up. So you want to open your mic and ask your question?
Yeah. Thank you. Actually, kalau let's say kalau I nak collaborate dengan JKK Kampung Orang Asli, would it be okay for you? I mean, they do not have NGOs, they don't tak ada CSOs ke apa, but JKK Kampung.
Yes, boleh.
Alright, thanks.
But bear in mind untuk orang asli ni dia quite sensitive. Jadi make sure that later on lah in the project course, we definitely need to bring in Jakwa at some point.
Oh yeah, we have that in mind already. Okay, no worries.
Okay. Next, I habiskan dulu the one yang angkat tangan, then we move back to the chat. Yes, Bala.
Hi, Teresa, thank you. I think just to continue with the question from Mas Liza and Rizal tadi. So basically, because we've been kind of like working on certain proposal for some time now. I think now let's get quite advanced, and it actually goes very well with one of the location that you have actually set out. So I mean, of course, like we have like the support to work. For example, I mean, in Kelantan and all that, it means like we have the state government support, we have all the things and all that already discussed, and of course, like
Millions at risk of losing healthcare at the expense of pleasing millionaires.
is it
Because of this bill, tens of billions.
okay?
Okay.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, please continue.
Uh,
Okay.
So the question is, of course, like since like we want to have like a bit, I mean, cutting edge program and all that, so we need to lead that. And of course, like I mean, we've been working in Kota Baru and all that. We developed some of the action plan for them and everything. So we are there, then we understand that. We've been speaking to them and everything. So just now you mentioned that we need to get letters from whoever that we're going to work on. All in our cases, like mostly it's about government agency and everything, but the case is like this is only a concept paper. So I think it will be not nice to bring and ask them to give a support letter and all that at this stage. But unless like we already like selected the next stage, and definitely I think we can go all out and request all the support letter and everything to show that how they will be part of the program. So I think is that okay, or because
Okay,
even
for government, we definitely think that once you are we vet through your ideas and everything, and you are moving from a call for proposal to full proposal, that is the time where we actually have to do all the due diligence. However, for partner that you are doing on the ground, we are going to partner on the ground, community ke, those you need to actually get a buy-in sekarang.
okay, sure.
Okay, reason being because they are going to take time.
Definitely. I think
Okay.
that would be okay.
Okay,
So buy-in
government
means I
partner, we are
think
not, government partner, we are also going to engage them at the part where we have already get all the proposals. We know the locations. We are going to directly engage with the local government to actually inform them and get them on board with all the proposals that is going to be executed at their place. So in that regards, you also have UNDP support in getting the local government to be part of this.
okay,
So
sure.
I'm not worried about the local government, but we are looking more towards like macam community.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you.
All right. Then let me move on to the chat back. So do we actually have an estimate number of grant applicant that we are going to be awarding? So currently we actually have amount. As Yumi mentioned, in our assessment, we are going to be finalizing the amount that is potentially differ from one applicant to another applicant. What activity that you are going to propose might not be up to 150,000 US dollar or 627,000 ringgit. Okay, so if for instance, so what you have in mind is basically costing only about 400,000 ringgit. Okay, you submit that. If let's say we are talking about 625, but we think that the amount is not justified to the activities, we are going to discuss with you to reduce it. If let's say the amount is 400, but the activities that you wanted to do, potentially when we actually assess, we think that 400 is not enough. We are going to discuss with you if you are going to be able to manage more than 400. So in terms of amount, I can't say the number of grant, but we do have a fixed amount of, grant amount that we are able to give out. And it's definitely going to be more than one award. Okay. So to confirm, the next question from Ikwan, NGO from Lumut Perak is allowed to apply? Yes, you can. Do you have to provide background info of the partner of the organizations? Yes, please. Can applicant from Sabah apply for this grant? Yes, you can apply for this grant in Sabah. Okay. Next from Junaidi is our Community Tourism Association in the area does a lot of local coral conservation work with Sabah park, and the association can apply for this grant. This association is operating in Kudat. Yes, you can actually apply for this. And the coral conservation is actually part of sustainable tourism as well, because we are looking into marine waste and others that include mountain. So just to also give a framing that when we talk about tourism, for sustainable tourism in UNDP, we are not looking, just the activity. You are looking into sustainable practices. We are looking from activities that covers from top of the mountain to under the water in the sea. So it covers all that. So wide range of activities that you will be able to look into and apply for this grant. Next would be that the project that you have in mind is more on eco market style, which involve the local enterprise and also community trying to make it a tourism attraction. It is possible to be considered at this stage, but you need to actually make it a bit more frame, and you need to basically make it clear how it would benefit the communities and how are you going to execute this. Okay, so next question would be from Marudu, Kota Marudu. The association involved in tourism and cultural conservation. Does this falls under the concept of this grant? Yes, it falls under the concept of this grant. And yes, well noted. Kota Marudu is actually one of the area that we actually look at when we are talking about high poverty rate in Sabah. Okay, so that is all questions that is in the chat, and we have answered all the questions. Can previous recipients send new application? If let's say you are sending a revised application, in the header, please put is a revised application. Oh, so if let's say you have received from UNDP grants before, yes, you can apply. However, we need to look into the quantum of the amount. Yes, so if let's say you have received funding before, we are going to see your threshold, whether you actually have reached UNDP internal threshold or not. So we can actually have a separate conversation on this, and we'll see how we're gonna move this about. Okay, so do you need to provide background info of the partner organization? Yes, please provide background info of partner organizations in your expression of interest. Okay, so I think there's no more question popping in the chat, and there's no more hands up. I think we can end our call and briefings. Thank you very much for everyone who attends. What we are going to do, we are going to share this presentation in the chat, so you can still open even after you have left the meeting. And on top of that, we are also going to share with you, as I promised earlier, the sample of the result that we actually have had in the past few years. Okay, so thank you for joining us. Goodbye.